Good morning. Hey now. Welcome to, I think this is episode 3 of our Girard Podcast. We're going to go through some things that we've been working on in the city over the last few months. I think our last podcast was done in February. So it is now May 1st today, and spring has sprung. One of the new things we'll be presenting here this month, we'll have a grand opening on May 19th at Liberty Park for our new disc golf course. 18-hole golf course that goes all over the park. And we're just busy getting the signage done for that right now. I think people are already enjoying it and been out working it. We haven't stopped them from doing it. It's out there. The cages are set up to accept the Frisbees, and so if people want to go down there, that's fine, but they're kind of shooting in the blind right now because the signage isn't there, so they don't know which hole, where to go after hole number 1 to number 2, etc. So, but that should all be done by mid-May, and we will have a grand opening on the 19th at Liberty Park. Something that we just did here last month for Easter, we had the Easter egg hunt. Very successful. I want to thank, of course, Mike Cardero and our Girard Recreation Department do a great job. I mean, he keeps coming to me with ideas, and I love it. I love all the ideas he's got, and we've got some groups that are working with him to help him. Besides the employees that we've beefed up in the Recreation Department, giving him some additional employees for help. Some of the things that we want to do. I want to give out special thanks to the Girl Scouts, who are always there to help us with the Easter egg hunt. We have a volunteer group called Girard ACT, which means stands for Girard Advancing Community Together. It's a volunteer group. This is their second project. They helped us with the Christmas in the Park, and they helped us with the Easter egg hunt. And we are deeply indebted to them. Speaking of deeply indebted, we have a young man who's a student at Girard High School who showed up for the Christmas in the Park dressed as the Grinch when no one even asked him to. And he was really fun for the little kids. So we called him to see if he'd be interested in doing playing the Easter Bunny. And he did. So we want to thank Dylan Marone, who's a high school junior at Girard, for stepping up. He is absolutely great with kids. I highly recommend, Dylan, that you go into teaching or doing something with kids. Okay. We are planning for our first annual farmers market, Saturday, May 31st from 10 to 1. Then we'll be going every third Thursday starting in June from 4 to 7 p.m. And you can check out the City of Girard website or Facebook page for updates on this, including which vendors will be attending. So Farmers Market is going to take place, if you're familiar with where the little Christmas tree was in the middle of town, that's on that city property. It used to be a Clark's gas station there when I was a kid. City owns that property. That's where we plan on putting our message board, which has been ordered. So we have an electronic sign going up there. Should be up by June 1st. I don't think we're going to be able to time it with the May 31st farmers market, but I'm trying. And we're also planning a gazebo going there. And the parking lot just below it is where the farmers market will take place. And we are paving that parking lot next week on May 8th and 9th. And I want to thank the folks next door who are allowing us to use allowing us to use their parking lot while that's being paved. So there's a lot of things going on. Last weekend we had Fourth Ward cleanup. Councilman Grumley, Councilwoman Martuccio always take this cause up. Tom and Lily really get out there and get their hands dirty. I think they bagged up like somewhere around 40 bags of garbage, mostly around the Stambaugh Park and along Mosier Road, etc. I want to thank the High School National Honor Society and Beta Club for helping out, and another good teamwork effort. Speaking of that going back to that electronic sign and message board in the middle of town, which I think is very much needed. People need to get true information. I'd like to get people steered to our website here, cityofgirardoh.gov, because we're going to be putting every bit of information that we possibly can on our site and our Facebook page, which is attached to that site. Instead of getting information from these other Girard Facebook pages, which, different people run them and have different agendas, and, some are good, some are bad, whatever. I just want people to know that they can get real information from our site. And I believe in over-communicating. So thus the podcast, thus the message board. I'm going to try to get out a quarterly bulletin starting next year. Taking on a lot of projects, and we just want to let people know what's going on. But with regard to the message board, I want to thank Mike Makes Signs is doing the message board, and they've done a number of them along 422, and they all look great. So the references were tremendous for Mike. And I want to thank Charlie Mazzella at Mazzella Electric. He's providing all the electricity to that message board, and his work he's not charging the city for. So Charlie's always there to step up and help our community, and I wanted to let him know how much we appreciate that. We know that Girard baseball has started up, baseball and softball, and that's going strong. Want to make sure people know that they can go on our website, once again, cityofgirardoh.gov, to rent pavilions, scout cabin, city gym. All those things can be done through our website. Okay. I want to also talk about where we're at with the Wellman Theater. So since we last spoke in February, we have completed the remediation of asbestos, the initial round anyway. And we'll be moving we're waiting on architectural drawings from our architect, and looking forward to working together. We've signed an agreement with the Millennial Theater Company. It's a great company headed by Girard High teacher Joe Ascente. And if you've ever been to any of their productions, they really do a great job, really professionally done. So unfortunately for them, they have never had a home, and we're working with them to give them a home. So we have signed an agreement, and it's more of a memorandum of understanding right now. We'll get into more of a contractual agreement once we figure out what our costs are to finish renovation of the theater. But it's an exciting project, and I think that's going to be kind of the cherry on the top downtown. We've got 2 of our downtown empty buildings being looked at right now for potential businesses. We have formed a downtown focus group. I want to thank all the people that are involved with that. We've got about 8 or 9 people on that committee. Downtown business people, the library, the school, everybody's represented on this committee. And big shout out, thanks to Lance Willard and the folks down at the city manager down in Columbiana, City of Columbiana, for their guidance through this process. I went and met with Lance a few months back, and he's quite a brilliant guy. And some of his ideas on how he got the downtown Columbiana renovation project started and ongoing, and he filled up, I think, 9 empty buildings in a very short period of time through some ingenuity, through working through this with the schools, etc. So when I heard about it, I met with him. He said the first thing you should probably do is form a focus group, which I did, and then he came and made the presentation he, along with Rick Noel, the mayor, and Bryce, the assistant administrator there, they came and did the presentation for our group. Went really well. And as a matter of fact, today, I believe, we've got some representatives from our group going down to Columbiana for a presentation from their high school students about their downtown. So, and Julianne Ware from our school, associate superintendent, will be going to that meeting today, and she'll get some ideas for some projects that we might be able to start here at Girard High School. Speaking of Girard High School, yesterday was Civics Day. Correction, the 29th was Civics Day, and very well attended. One of my favorite days of the year. We get engaged, our students get engaged in how the political process works. They get to understand you got to step up if you want to make change. You've got to get involved, and you got to get engaged. So I think they learned a lot. I know, and I always try to learn something from the kids, and I did. And you find out where their heads are at. And when I hear people talking down about the youth of today, I get upset, because my experience with the youth of today, whether it's at the high school there, whether it's here at TCTC with the great crew we have here, is all positive. There's so many positives going on with young people today that we need to focus on that. And speaking of that group here, they came out and we got new water pumps at our Churchill water station, and we needed to do a training, and they talked about videoing the training for our employees. So I called Chris Duran here at TCTC, and he got his crew from Girard students mostly that came out and videoed the training for us. So this group is willing and able to do a lot of things. I think I asked Chris, he came and did the Girard Hall of Fame banquet a year or so ago. So they do a very professional job. Really happy about that. So other things that we've got accomplished here since we last spoke, there's a new salt barn in Girard. That may not sound really exciting and sexy to a lot of you, but hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it was a long time coming. The other one was falling apart, and I know the street department guys are very happy to have it, and so that's a project that's come to completion. The new water pumps on Churchill are in, and then the new water pumps on Tibbetts-Wick Road are being installed this week as well. Let's see, we've got the Mad River Poker Club of Mahoning County has started business up on Churchill Road, the old Dollar General store, and stopped in there. They've done a nice job of fixing the inside up. They get a lot of people in there, completely legal. We've checked with the Ohio Attorney General, all that good stuff. So it's a social club, and they're set up to pay their taxes with the city of Girard. So David O'Connor's doing a nice job over there. I want to thank him for bringing that business to Girard. The cannabis store we've been waiting for this quite a while. So the dispensary finally finished all the approvals through our building inspector and meeting with getting all their permits in place. So I think they were going to get started yesterday, April 30th, and I was told that once they start the construction process, it'll be 3 months from there to opening. So I'm assuming that we're going to be opening that store right around August 1st. That's in the old Family Video store on the bottom of Churchill Road and the corner of 422. Let's see, we've got a new traffic officer in Girard. I may have mentioned that in our last one, but he's had to go off the job because we were shorthanded for a while, but he's back in the traffic officer role, and we are going to clean up some traffic issues we have in town. We have a lot of parking issues that we're working on, taking the advisement of the police department and the fire department on safety issues with parking. So we want to make sure we could always get an ambulance, a fire truck through the streets safely so that we can possibly save someone's life. Okay, so I think next up for us now is our company spotlight.
My name is Bridget Burke, and this is Pastimes Arcade. Our business opened June 1st of 2023. We had been working on this building for a long time. It was a former grocery store, and it needed a lot of repair work, but my husband thought it would be the perfect place to house his personal collection. So my husband, he often says that this was a passion and a hobby that grew out of control. He had been collecting games for a really long time. And when we were also working on a lot of the games, setting things up to prepare for opening, my daughter, I have 5 kids, and my oldest daughter thought it would be really neat to have our staff start inventorying the games, because we asked my husband, how many games do you have? He'd say a lot. He didn't really know for sure. So the team started helping inventorying all of the games, marking everything, and then we realized this collection was really something big. We decided to pursue sending it off to the Guinness Book of World Records. So actually on the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary, June 1st of 2024, we presented him with a surprise plaque from the Guinness. He was certified that past February of 2024 at 1,041 pinball machines in the world, largest collection. He has since surpassed that. I would say he's leaning more into at least like over 1,100, maybe into 1,200 by now, pinball machines. And then also he has the second Guinness Book of World Records for having the largest and longest running pinball convention. So he does a show called Pinball Expo, again having this interest in pinball machines, wanting to bring people together in Chicago, which was the home of pinball manufacturing companies. He started it back in 1985 thinking it was a one and done show. And it was internationally intended even back then, but people can come and meet what my husband would call the heroes behind the pinball machines, like the artists, the designers, the manufacturers. And so we had this show and thought it was a one and done, and then someone called and said, when's the next year? We just had our 40th anniversary last year in Chicago. We're heading into the 41st, which is in October. But he did receive a Guinness, I believe, after the 32nd show, for again having the longest running pinball convention. So Pastimes is really unique in that we have some really special things to offer besides coming in and just playing the games. We're very museum-like as well. So we thought it would be really nice to highlight some of these industry people along one of the walls in the arcade. My husband even has his banner up there as well so people can learn about him. But these are also like the well-known artists and designers, manufacturing companies, so people can come in here and they see, oh, I'm playing a Stern game. Oh yeah, it was Gary Stern, that's his company. Now they could go to the banner and read more about Gary Stern and his career. And also, in addition to like the people in the industry, we have banners that focus on the games themselves. So Wiffle being one of the very early pinball games from the 1930s, it's on display here. It shows you like the pins in the game, but actually made in Youngstown, Ohio, I believe in 1931. So on some of those banners that highlight certain games, like Humpty Dumpty had the first game with flippers on it. We do denote if you could play them at our museum and arcade here, which is really cool. Yeah, so Pastimes has a lot of very unique things as well. We have about 400 pinball machines on the floor. There's video games and other arcade games, gun games, driving games. But one of the unique ones made by Atari was called Hercules. So it's so big, it's played with a pool ball, not a pinball. So especially it's fun seeing the kids come in here and trying to reach around on that game and trying to use the flippers to play that thing. But it is a unique game on the floor. So Pastimes also has something really special, and that's our international aisle. So you can come in here and try out all the different games, because our model is, pay one price, you get in and you can play all the games that you want, no coins, no tokens, no game cards are needed, but you pay your admission and go down all the different aisles, but especially try out that international aisle. So my husband's been working hard collecting games from Italy and Spain, France, Brazil, and he recently acquired 5 games from Australia from a manufacturing company called Henken. One of them is called Empire Strikes Back, so people might, that might resonate with some people, but it's different than other ones that were made in the U.S. So they're really unique artwork and play features on them, so come on out and try those. So Pastimes Arcade is open to the public Thursday from 4 to 9. On Fridays, we're open from 4 to 11. On Saturdays, our long day from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. So again, you can pay one price. You can play all you want, come and go, leave the wristband on. And on Sundays, we're open from 11 to 7. We have leagues and tournaments, so just like a bowling league, we do pinball leagues on Thursday nights, open to the public. We just started our spring league yesterday. It's open to all ages. We do have some kids that play, they're pretty good, but you don't have to be a skilled player. It's very social as well. We also do tournaments, which are neat, and then we have a party room. So I am the one that helps plan a lot of the birthday parties, PTO events, customer appreciation events for corporates. People come in and do a bank meeting and they want to play on the floor, do a little bit of team building. So it's really a fun place for all ages. So we do span kind of the decades with our pinball machines. Starting back in the 50s, you can come in here and experience some of those early pinball machines that were made. And then we have more solid state and electrical mechanical games, and then up front we feature some of the brand new titles that have come out. And many of those games, you'll notice they are based on a rock band or a rock star or a movie theme like Toy Story or Looney Tunes, are based on the cartoon characters. So that people come in here, they often recognize those titles, want to give those machines a chance and enjoy playing them. A lot more bells and whistles on the newer games than the older games. I do think that Pastimes really has something for everyone, especially in our video game aisle. We don't just have one Pac-Man game, but we have multiple Pac-Man games. So there's, Ms. Pac-Man and Baby Pac-Man. If you like Donkey Kong, there's Junior Donkey Kong. I think there was a Donkey Kong 3 that was out there. So again, a wide variety of games to come on out and enjoy. We also, if you get hungry or thirsty, we have terrific offerings in our cafe. So we are known, we call it the Burke family secret recipe for our milkshakes. Those are very popular. We have chicken tenders and hot dogs, other snackable things like French fries, mac and cheese bites, pretzel bites. And we also have like retro candy, old-fashioned soda pop in the glass bottle, so we can crack open a root beer, put it over ice cream, make you a float. But lots of things so you can just stay out here and enjoy all day. Well, being a new business, we are just most grateful for being in the Girard community. We've had tremendous support from the students, from the parents, from other businesses locally, and we're very grateful for that. We also get a lot of people that travel to come and see us. Even internationally, we've had some people, so we have a really cool sign. If you travel more than 3 hours, you can take your picture with our sign, and we'll put it on our social media. We have a fun mural out on the one side of the building, so I think that the Girard community has appreciated the way that we've helped add some fun, beautiful things to the street with our mural. And yeah, we're open 4 days a week. Ages 5 and under are free. Ages 6 to 15 are $10. Anyone 16 and older is $20. We do offer a 10% discount. Senior citizens, military, first responders. But it's a great place to come on out and relive your youth, or to bring kids in and have some good, clean family fun.
How about that Pastimes Arcade? If someone would have told me that was going to be successful, when they first started, I thought, these people are nuts. I don't know. I know Rob was just looking for a place, and originally to store his vast array of pinball machines. Turn it into a business. It is a thriving business. I think you go by there Thursday through Sunday when they open in the afternoon, and the parking lot's always packed. It's pretty amazing. So they do a great job. They're great at marketing. They did a fundraiser through the chamber, the Youngstown Warren Regional Chamber here recently, and we brought a team in from the city of Girard, and we had a blast. We had an absolute blast, and the place was packed, and it was great public relations for them. So they're great people. They want to give back. Actually, John McDermott, member of their family, is one of the people that's on my downtown focus group. They just want to step up and do anything they can to help out Girard, and we can't get enough people like that. So thank you to the Burke family and Pastimes Arcade. And by the way, the best milkshake you're ever going to have in your life. Okay. Now, I'm sworn off of them recently, but for health purposes. But I had one before I got on this diet, and I will tell you, it was the best milkshake I've ever had. So I highly recommend it. Now it's time we're going to talk about our Employee of the Month. This month, that is Jacqueline, Missouri. You know, Jackie, who I like to call Bulldog, because she runs the inside water department, and she's faced with people coming in and complaining and yelling and crying, and she deals with it all very professionally and does a great job in keeping things straight. When I got here, we had a lot of delinquent water bills, a lot, and she has helped work. We work together on cleaning those up. I will just tell you, look, pay your water bill. We pay ours. We expect you to pay yours. So that's what makes the world go round. It's no fun paying bills, but, you know, you got to do it. So Jackie does a great job of bringing the money in for the water department, keeping that department running smoothly, and that's why she is our Employee of the Month. So for my final thoughts here today. Once again, I want to thank Chris Duran and his team here. They do such a great job. I want to talk about a couple other things. You know, there's a new restaurant coming to town. It's in the old SNPJ building. You people are familiar with that. You live in Girard. And it's going to be called Viv's Place. Joe Vivolo and Brian Sforza, they got some great ideas. They got some unique ideas for that building. I'm excited for them to get started. If you've ever had any of their food, they've always done a great job catering. They're beyond requested these days. They're probably jammed with business, but that's because they do such a great job. The food is really good. Just had it yesterday or the day before at Civics Day. Those steak tips are phenomenal, and their mac and cheese. Come on, you can't even compare it to anything else. So, looking forward to that restaurant taking off at some point soon. And once again, the work downtown continues. So, a couple of ideas that came out of our meeting is providing music downtown, getting more flowers downtown, just beautifying the downtown a little bit. And then once we get these empty buildings, there's 2 or 3 of them right now that are in discussion. So I can't really talk about them too much, but same thing with Rite Aid. I think I mentioned it to you the last podcast. I just checked in with them last night, and the offer is on the table to buy it, and the business is going to be a great business. They'll be welcome in Girard. I just can't say what it is yet, as they're doing their due diligence. So I was told it would take 90 days to get through the due diligence process, and they are probably 30 days into that now. So we're a couple months away from making a nice announcement about that. A couple other things that I missed in my earlier announcements were that we spent a lot of money and remodeled the bocce courts at Todd Park. Excuse me. New roofs, redid the courts themselves. They did a great job on that. Once again, that was headed up by Mike Cardero in the Recreation Department. So we're also working down at Stambaugh Park and in Parkwood in general on a $750,000 grant that we're trying to get is for low to moderate income areas, in which that area qualifies as. So we've been meeting. We've had public meetings, public hearings, which is part of the process to get the grant. And people are coming out. They're really coming out and speaking up, which I love it. Okay, you're not going to get any. You can't live in a cocoon. You know, we gotta listen to everybody. before we make decisions on things. So that's what we try to do. We try to listen to everybody, what their wants and needs are, and then see if it fits into this grant application. So we're looking at everything from doing some things at Stambaugh Park to potentially fixing up some sidewalks and some of that up by the multi-gen area. And the multi-gen folks, I want to thank Laura Carey for always helping us out. She's on our Downtown Focus Committee also, and she also lets us hold these public hearings at the Multi-Gen Center, which is, it was packed last week. So I think the final one is coming up next week. So that grant, we're very hopeful for that. There's a couple things I want to point out that I'm bringing some new ideas out here. I'm just trying to incentivize people, to do the right thing. So we're going to start a couple new awards. That'll be community awards, and it'll take a few months to get it together. Put some ideas out there. Going to meet with council committee and see what their thoughts are. But one of them is going to be called the Civic Pride Award. People just that go over and above to show their pride in the community, whether it be how they fix up their home or something they do in the community to make it a better place. Any acts of civic pride I'm looking for. And I think if you accentuate the positive, the negative we can quiet it down. I mean, there's plenty of negative out there, folks, and it just wears you out, the negative stuff. I mean, I deal with negative every day, and, we deal with it. I take all phone calls. I respond to everybody. I call everybody back. I don't care if I know they're calling me to scream at me. I still call them back because that's what public service is. But we got to start turning the corner and looking at positives. I mean, that's what our children deserve. After spending time with them on Civics Day and hearing some of the complaints they have, it's like you're listening to their complaints, and I know this is the same complaints that are being discussed at their dinner tables, right? And some of those complaints are valid, but some of them are based on hearsay, innuendo. It's, to get the truth, to always get the truth, okay, go to the cityofgirardoh.gov. We will promote any business that's doing something. Send us your stuff. We'll put it on the website. We'll put it on our Facebook page. Okay, so we're all about promoting the positive. And one other award that I'm going to be starting here is called the Simple Act of Kindness Award. I do a lot around the kids. I've been the announcer at the stadium and the gym for 28 years, and I think I see kids do some amazing things, acts of kindness, when no one's looking, and I happen to catch it. Those are the things I'm looking for. People that do things out of the goodness of their heart because it's the right thing to do to help somebody. So if you have a simple act of kindness that you know about and can validate and can get the information to me, they could be a nominee for our Simple Act of Kindness Award. We got to figure out what that award will be. I'm working on it. And once again, trying to incentivize people to turn the corner, be positive, take pride in Girard. We're in the heart of the valley. I had someone come to me recently from Canton looking for a location. And he heard talking to another person from the valley. This person told him, "Well, call the mayor of Girard because he's always promoting Girard as being in the heart of the valley." And so he looked us up on the map and he said, "Sure enough, you are in the heart of the valley." And so I'm talking to him about a potential business here, which would be really something great. But so those are the type of things, I believe in getting as much positive stuff out there as possible. And let's turn the corner on the negativity in this country, in this world right now, and try to make Girard a better place. One other point I wanted to make, beginning this week, the week of May 12th. You'll see companies working on both ends of town, from the south end of town and the north end of town. We have 2 fiber optic companies that are coming to town. One is called Lumos, and the other's name is Omni. And they'll be bringing fiber optic cable to the city of Girard, and you'll have different choices for broadband. I think it's a great opportunity for people to witness really fast speeds for their internet, better and clearer picture for streaming. Currently, Spectrum has started a fiber optic program years ago, and when I asked if they were going to ever finish it in Girard, the answer was no, not really. So they've done that's been our best option from my perspective, has been Spectrum now, and they've done a fine job. And I think we'll get better service or additional services that we can offer to the people in our community. I know fiber optics, what I'm told is that if you get 1 gig coming in, you'll get 1 gig going out, which is going to give you great speed for your internet needs and for streaming specifically. So they'll be coming around. They're putting tags on your doors and letting you know. They'll be digging up the front of your yards in the devil strips and the right of ways, and they have to maintain and define where all the water lines are. So, and there's going to be mishaps here and there. As a matter of fact, they actually started last week, hit a water line right out of the gate, and we had to shut them down till they could show us that they're going to do a better job of spotting those lines. I mean, it could happen, of course, but it shouldn't happen on the first 2 tries right out of the gate. So we shut it down, made sure that they're in agreement that they need to do a better job, which they are. So you'll see those 2 companies working starting this week. If they have their approvals into us today, Monday, May 12th, and if that all goes through, the work will begin this week. And soon you'll be seeing, and they'll be putting flyers on your doors and sending you stuff in the mail. So Lumos and Omni are the names of the 2 companies that are bringing the fiber optics in. You may see them come under a different name when they offer internet service. So look for that. If they say they've got fiber optics that are in Girard, that's real. And there'll be phone numbers that you can call on those placards and door hangers that they put out there in the community. So if you have any questions, you can call them, and we are always here at your service as well. Thank you. So with that said, this is me reminding you, if you can't play a sport, be one. Have a good day.